Hi, it's Tim Michelle Birdsong, part one of the expose of Barack and Michelle Obama. It's an article from the Western Journal commentary. Trump has perfect response after Michelle Obama says she can't forgive him by Benjamin Airy. That's November 9, 2018. In the King James Version of the Bible, the text reads, "For if ye forgive men their trespasses, your heavenly Father will also forgive you. But if you forgive not men their trespasses, neither will your Father forgive your trespasses." That's in Matthew chapter 6, verse 14 to 15. And St. Matthew as being now as Dr. Mehmet Oz. And this is on Wikipedia. Not that they don't know that Dr. Oz is St. Matthew, but the rest of it is. The former First Lady's noble rhetoric, "when they go low, we go high," has apparently been replaced with bitterness if her own memoir, called Becoming, is to be believed. The Washington Post just revealed part of the memoir that suggests its author has rejected her own good advice. A passage of the book declares that Michelle Obama will never forgive Donald Trump for floating questions about her husband's birth certificate years earlier. Note: if Barry Hussein, also known as Barry Soetoro, really was born in the U.S., why was the only Hawaiian official to say she knew Obama was born in Hawaii killed, making it impossible for her to be questioned about her statement, which was accepted as the proof that he was born in the USA? "There's no such thing as a coincidence," said Jesus Christ, being as Charan Singh in 1979. Michelle Obama claimed, now we're back to the article. Michelle Obama claimed with scant evidence that questioning Barack Obama's eligibility for the White House somehow incited violence. Note: his loose-lipped grandmother, who obviously knew where Barack was born, also was killed. Note: Barack had visited her earlier. They say the cause of death is unknown. Note: cause: to make sure she didn't accidentally reveal that he was born in Kenya, as his African grandmother had said was true. Poll: do you think Michelle Obama should be blaming Trump for this? Note: for potential violence? Yes, says 1%, 44 votes. No, says 99%, 2,944 votes. Well, ma'am, one did, and then deliberately targeted Republican lawmakers at a baseball field. Republican Congressman Steve Scalise was one of the Republican lawmakers who was shot while playing a baseball game for charity. Back to the article. What if that person went looking for our girls? Michelle Obama worried. Donald Trump, with his loud and reckless innuendos, was putting my family's safety at risk, she declared. And for this, I'd never forgive him. So much for we go high. Note: many people believe the girls aren't theirs, that they are their doctor's children. There are no photos of Michelle Obama ever being pregnant. During one talk, Barack Hussein accidentally slipped and called Michelle Michael twice. He said on YouTube he's afraid of her. On another occasion, he said, "my Muslim faith." The media and Republicans let Barack Hussein get away with his accidental confessions. Back to article. But Trump himself jabbed back against the former First Lady's memoir. On a Friday, the president responded to the claim that Michelle would never forgive him for asking birth certificate questions, according to Fox News. I'll never forgive Barack Obama for what he did to our United States military, President Trump declared. It was depleted. Note, isn't that what a U.S. enemy would do? Deplete the military so they can't defend the American people? Related. Democrats should be panicking over latest Trump rally numbers. Back to the article. Trump could probably have said the same about any number of Obama-era gaffes, from Mexican gun walking to the Veterans Administration debacle to Benghazi. Michelle Obama may be obsessed with mean words, but her husband committed real-life blunders. If you think about it, Michelle Obama is making a very bizarre and thin argument. She has essentially created a hypothetical scenario about something happening to her family. Note, what happened to Andrew Breitbart and Seth Rich? Murdered. Article continued. And in Michelle Obama's non-existent timeline, pinned it on Trump asking about the birth certificate while declaring she can't forgive him. Note, can the American people forgive her and her husband for posting a laughable, amateurish fake birth certificate, which they had to take down because computer techies from all over were laughing at their pathetic attempt to put one over on the American people? Politics aside, no good person wanted or now wants any harm to come to the Obamas, and especially the former first daughters. Obama decoded. Over order. Bomb us. Obamas is the subliminal message being sent out every time you say Obamas. Yet, back to the article. Yet it's odd for Michelle Obama to fixate on the birther questions as somehow putting her family at high risk, as if this made her husband any more of a target for kooks than, say, being the first black president in America. Note, another untruth. Barack's mother was white. One set of his grandparents, the ones who partially raised him, were white. Barack is as much a white man as he is a black man. The truth is, Barack was the first biracial president, not the first black president. And it is widely believed that Barack was the first homosexual Muslim U.S. president. The article continues. Where was the left scrambling to defend Republican Ted Cruz against bigotry and xenophobia when liberals tried to question his eligibility to be president? Leftist outrage is a selective trait, a sanctimonious switch to be turned off and on when needed. It's become predictable, and why Michelle Obama thinks nobody has noticed is the real mystery. End of article. Western Journal writes, we are committed to truth and accuracy in all of our journalism. Read our editorial standards. Benjamin Eyre, the author of this article, is an independent journalist and writer. He has personally covered everything ranging from local crime to the U.S. president as a reporter in Michigan before focusing on national politics. Ben frequently travels to Latin America and has spent years living in Mexico. Follow Benjamin on Facebook. The Horn News article. Obama whistleblower found dead of self-inflicted gunshot wound February 24th, 2020. Excerpts and commentary. Former Department of Homeland Security, DHS whistleblower Philip Haney, note, a real whistleblower, who was an outspoken critic of former President Barack Obama's administration, was found dead Friday off the highway in California. Note, another Obama enemy death. According to local authorities, Haney, 66, was found shot once in the heart just off the highway, 40 miles east of Sacramento, California. Before his sudden death, Haney had been in talks to return to his position at the Department of Homeland Security. Note, no reason to kill himself. Looking forward to getting back to work. Article continues. He retired from government service in 2015. Haney had recently become engaged. Note, no, Haney was probably not suicidal. Article continued. In 2016, Haney testified as a whistleblower before the Senate Judiciary Committee that the Obama-run DHS had ordered him to delete hundreds of files regarding suspected contacts of radical Islamist terror groups. Note, that's something an enemy of the United States would do. Haney said that specific Islamic terror attacks against the United States could have been prevented if the Obama administration hadn't ordered the deletion of certain files, including the Boston Marathon bombing in 2013 and an attack on a military base in Tennessee in 2016. Note, Hillary deleted 33,000 emails to hide what she's been doing. Guess that's what some Democrats do. It's obvious that's what some Democrats do. Article continued. It is very plausible that one or more of the subsequent terror attacks on the homeland could have been prevented if more subject matter experts in the Department of Homeland Security could have been allowed to do our jobs back in late 2009. Haney wrote in an opinion piece for The Hill in 2016. When Haney was found dead, he appeared to have suffered a single self-inflicted gunshot wound, a release by the Amador County Sheriff's Office read. Note, Jeffrey Epstein appeared to have been the victim of a homicide, said autopsy observer Dr. Baden. Jeffrey Epstein didn't kill himself, believes many people. We pay you law enforcement officers a lot of money. Will you please do your jobs? Article continued. On February 21st, 2020, at approximately 10:12 hours, deputies and detectives responded to the area of Highway 124 and Highway 16 in Plymouth to the report of a male subject on the ground with a gunshot wound, said a press release by local authorities. Upon their arrival, they located and identified 66-year-old Philip Haney, who was deceased and appeared to have suffered a single self-inflicted gunshot wound. Note, by a hitman. Article continued. A firearm was located next to Haney and his vehicle. Note, the hitman probably purposely dropped it there so suicide could be claimed. Article continued. This investigation is active and ongoing. No further details will be released at this time, the statement read. Note, are they busy covering up the hit? Okay, so that's the end of part one of Expose of Barack and Michelle Obama. I hope you learned a lot and enjoyed it. So long.